Well, while we wait to load, let's just play the intro, and we'll figure it out as we go.
You bet.
And we're back out of the intro. It looks like Gravity's sending out a GM player against IVD's Diamond player, but the game is on. Oh, Danny, how about you introduce this time? Why not?
Oh, I'm so excited. In the bottom left for Team IVD, he loves his dressing. It is the Ranchinator. And in the top right, the other Protoss. We'll have to see if he has any possible crazy builds and may cause what his name is. This is Gravity's Fiasco. See what I did there? Working the names in?
I see what you did there. I hope the audience sees. And, I don't know, Ranchinator's calling himself Pickles.
Yes, he always throws out one of the pink players for Pickles. I'm not sure about the backstory on that, but that is now the second time that they have done that, so
Pickles just likes to be pink,
there.
huh?
Apparently.
Yeah, pink was for Jetrix. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ranchinator's just, donating this game to Pickles. I'm getting everyone confused now. All these technical problems just have me jumbled. But so far, with this epic Brood War music playing in the background, compliments of 2.1 patch, we got a quick gateway coming out for Fiasco. Actually, not quick. Standard gateway from Ranchinator. And Ranchinator, this is a little interesting. He's doing a little bit of SimCity and blocking off part of his mineral line.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think that's the only good thing we've had so far about the patch. I think it's music and Carbot portraits. Everything else has been a little bit iffy.
Wait, this isn't... I have StarCraft 2 music on. Why is it on? Whatever. Oh, I'm so sad. You know what? It's worth it. Let's change it right now. No, it says it. Huh. Well,
we'll have to see. Game 5,
apparently it doesn't work.
Brood War music. That is what we'll have to do. We will get something right on these casts, I promise.
One of these days, but it's got to be with the patch because this is definitely StarCraft 2 music, and I have Brood War selected. Maybe I didn't restart. There wasn't any prompt, so... Well, back into the game. Both players throwing down their Cybernetics core about the same time. Fiasco actually went double gas, and while Ranchinator went single gas into second gas just about now. Another gateway is being thrown down for Fiasco, and Ranchinator sees it, so he's going to expect a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, and he has an eye on everything that's going on. He's throwing down an extra gateway of his own, adding on that second gas, and Fiasco did not scout in the slightest. So typically, when a player doesn't scout, tend to see a little bit of somewhat of an aggressive move out just to be sure that they can get across the map and have some semblance of an idea of what the other player is doing. So right now, he has no idea.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say there's going to be Blink Stalker pressure with the Mothership Core recall into a standard robotics facility. What do you say, Danny? Ooh, paused. Fiasco paused.
Looks like we had a pause going on, Ranchinator questioning, just as we are. Luckily, we are able to move around the map. Sorry, Pandora stopped.
Oh.
Great reason for pause.
Hey, that music gives you rhythm, and that rhythm is something a GM player is going to need. IVDs, even their Diamond players, are a little bit tough to handle. Fiasco definitely going for that Stalker pressure. Mothership Core is coming out just now. Both warp gates are almost on par. We actually had a extra chrono boost on Ranchinator's warp gate, so it's a little bit ahead. And two Stalkers are coming out, and Mothership Core is coming out for Ranchinator. Now, Fiasco's Mothership Core came out a little bit earlier. Do you think that amount of energy is really going to matter that much?
Definitely shouldn't not away from his base, and Ranchinator just kind of scouting out. He did see everything coming across. He's got that great probe sitting on the watchtower. He sees exactly 3 Stalkers coming across. He knows everything that's going on now. He's got 3 Stalkers of his own. He'll be closer, so if he can prevent a pylon from going up, he's going to be in business, and right now he may be able to deny it, which is nice for him, maybe. And it looks like we'll stick it out.
This isn't good. He's letting free shots on the Stalkers, and the Stalkers actually get time warped, and a Stalker goes down for Ranchinator. Ranchinator's already far behind with losing that one Stalker, but he's going to have Warp Gate. Actually, the Warp Gate's about going to finish at about the same time. They're about 3 seconds off. Ranchinator does not have many Stalkers in production. Only 3 are out with the Mothership Core, and Ranchinator's... he's just losing Stalkers. He doesn't have the control that Fiasco does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this is a point where last week we saw Pilly in a similar situation come out with amazing some OP probes here. Oh, and the mothership chip goes down. He has no hope. And he does pull probes with so many of them going down. This looks like it's going to be a very quick and easy win for Fiasco unless some drastic measures have come off here. But there is a mothership, or the Nexus Cannon.
Boom! Nexus Cannon just got enough energy. Now, Fiasco's mothership core is down, but that was a lot of units killed.
Yeah,
Fiasco's way far ahead, and there's an Oracle coming out.
Absolutely, and the problem, big problem that Ranchinator had is he only had 2 gateways. Oh no, and everything's out of position. He went ahead and said all those stalkers are going to stay in my base. Not the best, and he's going to lose a lot here. Luckily, he still has Nexus Cannon, but for how long?
That missed force field's going to lose the game for Ranchinator. Ranchinator just doesn't have an army behind him. There's no energy on the mothership core. These 5 stalkers just by themselves could probably win the game as soon as this core expires. And there it goes. There's no more photon overcharge. Fiasco can just win right now.
Yes, it depends on if he goes in and what he decides to focus down. Now, if he is, we'll have to see if he has Pilly-like OP probes. If you guys did not see that game, check it out on our top plays. The probe pull by Pilly last week was the most epic thing I have seen in quite some time. But it looks like Ranchinator. Oh no, and this.
Here's the Oracle.
Got an Oracle on the backside.
Oh, the Oracle goes into the mineral line while the Stalkers are picking off Stalkers from Ranchinator. Oracle's trying to get a few probe kills, but Ranchinator is just being picked apart. Fiasco's just totally taking it. And last week, we had Roach King playing. He's deciding to lag right now as he leaves.
He went ahead and got out. His internet connection, they actually called him out beforehand, said, hey, did you get your internet fixed? Because if not, please leave. And it looks like he decided to stay anyway. The internet went down. I kept an eye on it. Right now, 8 probes have been killed against Ranchinator, so it's now 17-16 in Fiasco's favor. Supply, he's up by 22. Currently, supply block just a little bit.
Oh,
it's going to be pretty tough for him.
Fiasco is throwing down his natural, but he is pushing in with all
2 oracles.
2 oracles just completely obliterate about a quarter of those probes, and Fiasco just depowered all of the production for Ranchinator. Ranchinator only has 1 gateway left. I don't see anything that Ranchinator can do. Like, he's trying to hold on.
Nexus Cannon that's technically going to go up right now. He may be able to win this battle, but the whole game, I just don't see it happening. These oracles are going to come in, and they actually do a decent amount of damage.
Yes, they do less damage to armored units, only 15, but they still do attack pretty quickly. They still attack at about the same speed as a Marine, and that is a lot of damage for a Marine, Danny.
Absolutely, especially with light units, 25 damage. If you had 1 25 damage Marine, I think you could win the game with that unit alone.
Shoo. But we see a little bit of a stalemate up here. Ranchinator does have Sentry at the top. I'm really surprised Fiasco didn't go in for the kill, because he's really afraid of that Nexus Cannon. But he's in so far of a lead, it doesn't matter to him. He can do whatever he wants, but Ranchinator has a sneaky probe.
Oh, and the attempted trap there down at the bottom. He tried to section off some units, just got 1 stalker, anything to get him ahead. Oh, and these oracles came in again. That oracle going down with 8 kills. Not quite sure how many the other one had, but now 17 workers killed, and those are all workers that Fiasco has. He is actually up currently by exactly 17 probes, so he has been building the entire time.
So for a Diamond player, I mean, you gotta give Ranchinator credit. That was a hard thing to hold off, and he knows that if he doesn't do any damage right here, he loses the game. He's so far behind on workers. He still has like everything mining gas, but he's gonna need money too. The suckers do not cost that much gas. You could probably just drop 1 out. I don't even know why you have the sentries pushing out right now. Maybe try and wall off the zealots a little bit, but if Ranchinator doesn't do anything here, then he's gonna lose.
He can't see the warp, and if you look at his vision, it's just outside. That assimilator finishing was able to see it.
Oh, and there's a split attack coming from Ranchinator. Ranchinator's actually attacking the neutral rocks as he's trying to force field the ramp for the main for Fiasco, but Fiasco hits Nexus Cannon and pushes Ranchinator back. This is looking bleaker and bleaker for Ranchinator as there is a Void Ray out on the field.
Yeah, now triple the supply, and yes, he did quite a bit of damage to those rocks, maybe trying to bruise the ego of Fiasco, saying, I can't kill you, but so help me God, I can kill those rocks outside your base. It's all about the moral victories, I think, Slicer.
All about those moral victories, but Ranchinator is looking to take his natural, and Danny, Fiasco's going to have to do something really, 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 really silly to get Ranchinator back in this game. The supplies are getting close to being tripled.
Yeah, and right now with Immortals coming out and Void Rays, it looks like he's adding on a Twilight Council. Maybe he's deciding to go for DTs and attempt to do something absolutely crazy. You know, classic Day 9 went behind Dark Shrine. Or maybe he's going to go for Blink or something similar. But I just don't know what he has planned against this army. And yes, it will be a Dark Shrine that he decided not to put down. I think he saw this army coming across, thinks he needs everything he can get. And Fiasco, a little BM, just saying you should leave the game, sir. It looks like the Dark Shrine has not gone down yet.
No, there is no Dark Shrine. Ranchinator's trying to hold on with everything he has. Fiasco knows how far ahead he is. Ranchinator knows that he's behind, but he's probably not entirely sure how far behind he is. I'm not sure if Diamond is Ranchinator's true level, but IVD, as we saw last week, they have a little bit of a history with extending games for as long as possible.
Yes, absolutely. And that Dark Shrine ever so slowly building up, and unless he can warp in, I would say somewhere between 10 and 15 Dark Templar. I don't think... Oh, and Fiasco now taking his expansion.
Cat-style Protoss play.
Yeah, maybe he's going to use a Nexus cannon at his natural.
Or he's just going to mine from it. I mean, he has that army sitting there. There's nothing really Ranchinator can really do about it. I mean, Fiasco doesn't want to push up because of all those sentries there. And, you know, when in doubt, just use an observer to see everything that's going on.
Yep, and that is one of those things that could lose if he were to section this army off several times. And now he's got an observer which just scouted the Dark Shrine. So somehow I think that's going to be very ineffective now that he's scouted it and has an observer sitting right near his army.
Oh, looks like Fiasco's
now
doing
building photon cannons.
Classic 16-minute Nexus cannon rush. I'm going to go ahead and say plan from the start.
Oh yes, this is definitely one of the deep advanced strategies. Day 9, where is your Day 9 daily on the 16-minute Nexus cannons were? And now taking the gases. I think he figures, well, I'm down here, might as well get some gas and make this probe useful.
Ranchinator trying to distract the attention from Fiasco, and he's picking off a couple units. Fiasco's just setting up a super contain, but there's 3 Dark Templar coming into the natural for Fiasco and the main. But hey, look, there's cannons everywhere.
Yep, there are 2 cannons, and now Fiasco sees them coming and just runs.
Looks like Ranchinator's going for the robotics facility. Very smart, but unfortunately there are 2 observers out on the field. Fiasco is throwing down another robotics.
Sacrificing his probes, seeing that, alright, I'm this far ahead, I can get a little silly. And that Dark Templar goes down. 3 more coming across the map. And now he really, I feel like he should throw down maybe 1 or 2 more cannons because that's the only way he can possibly lose.
Oh, those cannons while doing 20 damage per shot.
Oh, and 2 Manor Nexus for Ranchinator. On the far side, I think he wants 2 Nexus Cannon, and there it is, GG. A little bit of a silly game at the end.
Fiasco definitely taking that game with extreme prejudice, pretty much shutting down Ranchinator at every corner, and just it was completely outplayed. Once that started, it snowballed out of control. Those Stalkers managing to pick off those couple in the early game.